Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, gentlemen. Have either one of you heard of the 1st Battalion, 158th Aviation Regiment of the 11th Expeditionary Combat Aviation Brigade?
I'm familiar with not that specific battalion, but the ECAB. Yes, sir.
Mr. Secretary?
Directionally, not specifically.
That's unfortunate because it's being decommissioned, and it's in my district. And I want one of you two to tell me why that's happening. Because I would hope, since that's being decommissioned, and Mr. Crow said it very eloquently, we can be your greatest asset or your worst enemy. And you've come into my house, where I was born and raised in this county, and you're taking something away from me, and I want to know why.
We went through, and we've done a lot of war games, Congressman, on what we need for aviation structure. And so that's what we went down from start to finish on what we were going to do. I think we've talked a lot this morning about autonomous systems.
You did speak about modernization. I'm curious why you wouldn't try to modernize that unit instead of decommissioning it. I say decommission because I'm a Navy, guys. There's a different term in the Army. Please let me know.
Well, again, I think when you're over-structured on a specific asset and you're under-investing in others, you have to make decisions on that. That's what we are looking to do with a lot of those pilots that are in Compo 3 is they will, we're working right now with them that they would move and they would fly in the Guard. We got a lot of talent in there that will go with the Guard or potentially with Compo 1. But again, what we have committed ourselves to is that we're not going to keep equipment that we don't need, systems that we don't need when we know we need to invest in
If we don't need
systems.
those particular weapon systems or those air assets, why can't we increase the capability by moving more modern aircraft to that location?
Again, I think we're going to, over the years, going to start to see a reduction in what we're having for some of our rotary wing aircraft, and we can talk about how much rotary wing aircraft has been used right on the front lines. In some of these, it's less. We are moving towards the MV-75, which is the Flora that the Secretary was talking about in the future here, and we're hoping to move that very quickly. But I think that there are other missions, autonomous systems, that can do that. And again, we had to make a decision. We did not. We were overstructured on that particular aviation.
Well, I'd like you guys to take a harder look at this, and let me tell you why. Because Conroe, Texas is just right outside of Houston. And that area is basically the catcher's mitt for hurricanes in the state, okay, out of the Gulf. And the 500 soldiers and the 100 civilians that work at that unit are engaged in our community. We see them every day. And when Harvey hit and every other storm that followed Harvey, that asset was flying overhead, rescuing my constituents day after day. Continue to do so without question. And I'm getting the call not from them, but from my district. And I can assure you, when my district starts chewing on me, guess where I'm coming? And I want those answers. I respectfully request either one of you come to my office and explain to me in detail why this is happening, why we can't move assets in this place, why can't this particular unit stay, not only because of its deployability and how great they are every time they go overseas, but because of the asset and what they bring when we get hit by a storm every single year. Now, if you do take that from us, and I'm going to speak hypothetically here, if you do take this from us, and this goes away, and I've heard 12 to 24 months once you pull the trigger. If that happens and we get hit again, which we will, you're going to have to explain to me.
And Congressman, we'd be happy to come to your office and explain it. The first bucket of ATI, we are reallocating $48 billion of spending over the next 5 years. We've had a lot of hard conversations with a lot of well-intentioned, and the tension in this is at a scale that we would be delighted to show you.
I'd be curious if
we
any of those
appreciate that you will
conversations with
push
those
back
folks
on a lot
that
of it.
any of those people that you had those conversations with have been down there. And
I'm
kind of see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Congressman, I will also tell you from a lot of experience through the years of supporting, we have done this. Most of the time we have to evacuate all of the aircraft out We still have Cavazos that's right up the road and other.
Gentleman's time's expired, Chair, and I recognize Representative Bass.